Hello friends, welcome to my channel Study Hotspot. Today's topic is criminalization of the politics. We'll be talking about this concept along with the issues associated with that. We'll also be dealing about the causes, consequences and the initiative taken to decriminalize politics. Before moving further, I would like to let you know about the definition of this concept. Criminalization of the politics means that the criminals entering the politics, contesting elections, and even getting elected to the parliament and the state legislature. Or simply, we can say that the rising participation of the people facing criminal charges in politics is the criminalization of the politics. Recently, the report was published by ADR, Association of Democratic Reforms, which highlighted the fact that about 34% or one-third MPs, more than one-third MPs in the Lok Sabha, of course we are talking about the 16th Lok Sabha, have criminal charges against them. So if you compare this number with the other democracies like United States, United Kingdom or elsewhere, the number is really very horrific. It is comparatively very higher. Now the question arises that what are the key reasons responsible for that? Of course, corruption is the main reason. The second is the vote bank politics, and the third one is the governance deficit. We'll be talking about all the causes in detail in this slide. The first reason is the political patronage enjoyed by criminals, which increases the winnability factor in elections many folds. The second one is the unholy nexus between the politicians and the bureaucracy. Today, the bureaucracy is marred with a lot of problems like corruption, red tapeism, and other such malpractices, due to which bureaucrats has no effective control over the criminals. The next is indiscriminate use of muscle and money power. Politicians spend crores of rupees in election campaign to ensure their victory. The next is the absence of a strong public opinion against the corrupt practices. See, the people always tends to vote those who have criminal background because they think that only they can provide us the security in better way. Distribution of tickets by political parties to the candidates with criminal antecedents. See, politicians supports criminals as they act as a potential source of vote bank politics. That's why there is lack of political will against this practice. The last one is the lack of education and awareness among voters. As we have already discussed that there is no general public opinion against these corrupt practices because of the prevailing prevailing perceptions about the crime and other practices. So this is one of the most important reason. Now we'll be dealing with the consequences. So of course good governance hamper होता है जिससे कि मैल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन होता है, सिक्योरिटी एस्पेक्ट से भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं, सिक्योरिटी इंश्योर नहीं हो पाती है और एक सेंस ऑफ फियर जनरेट होता है सोसाइटी में। डेमोक्रेटिक क्रेडेंशियल्स इरोड होते हैं। आपकी डेमोक्रेसी को जो रिफ्लेक्ट करता है वो ये चीज़ रिफ्लेक्ट करती है कि कितना फेयरली वहाँ के इलेक्शंस हो रहे हैं और कितना ज़्यादा पार्टिसिपेशन है लोगों का। बट व्हेन द पॉलिटिक्स इज़ डोमिनेटेड बाय द क्रिमिनल्स, डेमोक्रेटिक क्रेडेंशियल्स इरोड होना शुरू हो जाते हैं एंड आर इमेज इन द इंटरनेशनल एरेना gets eroded, sorry. The next is deviation from legislation. आप politicians को क्यों सुनते हैं? So that they can formulate the policy in your favor, so that they can initiate lot of welfare schemes for you. But people who are elected just on the basis of the crime they have committed in the past, so they always deviate from legislation. उनका दिमाग हमेशा इन्हीं सब चीज़ों को करने में लगा रहता है that how can we misuse our position for serving our own interests. Supreme Court made it obligatory for all candidates to file affidavit disclosing criminal cases pending against them. This verdict was passed in 2002 following the ADR versus the Union of India case. इसमें इन्होंने ये चीज़ एकदम क्लियर कर दी कि जितने भी कैंडिडेट्स हैं जो खड़े होने वाले हैं, दे हैव टू प्रोवाइड what is called as affidavit to the returning officer disclosing their past criminal history. The next is the introduction of Nota in 2013. Nota, none of the above option was introduced in the EVM in 2013 following the very famous case People's Union for Civil Liberties versus Union of India. So लिली थॉमस वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया केस हुआ आपका 2013 में, जिसमें लेजिस्लेटर्स कन्विक्टेड फॉर 2 years और above would be disqualified with the immediate effect. So this was of course the watermark in the history of the verdict of Supreme Court in this direction. Apex Court asked political parties to explain the candidate's choice while giving tickets. So 2020 अभी recently में ही, अभी हाल ही में ही there was the direction given by the Supreme Court that political parties which are giving the tickets to their candidates, they have to give the reasons that why they have preferred the criminals over the innocent people. So that would ensure the accountability of the government. Next is the way forward. Election Commission must ensure the effective implementation of Model Code of Conduct. इलेक्शन कमीशन को एक प्रोएक्टिव रोल प्ले करना चाहिए, प्यूनेटिव प्रोविजंस को एग्जीक्यूट किया जाए इफ़ेक्टिवली, कि अगर कोई भी जो गाइडलाइंस हैं इलेक्शन कमीशन की उनको वायलेट करता है और तो उसको इफ़ेक्टिवली डील किया जाए ऐसे एलिमेंट से. Second is the transparency in the funding process. Need is to bring the transparency and reduce the opaqueness in the funding process during the election campaign. Third thing is the fast track courts to deal with the cases of serious charges. फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट्स को इस्टेब्लिश किया जाए क्विक रिड्रेसल ऑफ केसेस के लिए, ताकि जितने भी पॉलिटिशियंस उनके खिलाफ अगर कोई केसेस चल रहे हैं उनका क्विक रिड्रेसल हो, और कोई भी अगर गिल्टी पाया जाता है तो उनका तुरंत डिस्क्वालीफाई उनको किया जाए. थर्ड इज़ द ऑडिटिंग ऑफ फिनेंशियल अकाउंट्स ऑफ पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज बाय इलेक्शन कमीशन. इलेक्शन कमीशन इज़ लाइक it is like a toothless tiger. It has number of powers given by the constitution itself, but its failure to use those power is a matter of serious concern. So फिनेंशियल ऑडिटिंग उनकी अच्छे से की जाए, उनके एसेट्स को डिस्क्लोज़ करने के लिए इलेक्शन कमीशन डायरेक्शंस दे सकता है. पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज must have the code of ethics. So of course every party must have the code of conduct, the code of ethics, so that they can work within their party effectively, so that there would be no corruption, so that there would be no red tapeism, and so like that. इंट्रा पार्टी डेमोक्रेसी लाना बहुत ज़रूरी है, ताकि पार्टी में बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसी चीज़ ना हो कि एक के पास बहुत ज़्यादा पावर है, सेकंड के पास कोई पावर ही नहीं, उसको कोई सुन ही नहीं रहा है. एक एमएलए को बहुत ज़्यादा असर्टिव है, सेकंड वाले को मतलब उसकी कोई बात ही नहीं सुनी जा रही, तो ऐसा कुछ ना हो. सेकंड इज़ द अवेयरनेस अमंग द वोटर्स. ये तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि भाई लोगों के अंदर अवेयरनेस लेकर के आइए, आप एजुकेशन को इंक्रीज़ कीजिए और जो आपका एजुकेशन एक्सपेंडिचर है उसको इंक्रीज़ करिए, सो दैट पीपल कम टू नो अबाउट दैट. They must be concerned about to whom they are going to vote. So thank you so much for watching this video.